Hello everyone, this is Michael Wolfe for WatchReport.com, and today it is my pleasure to discuss the STOWA Flieger Klassik with everyone. Probably one of my, well, it's definitely my favorite pilot watch that I've ever owned, and it is probably, based on the specifications and so forth, one of the nicest values as far as a pilot watch is concerned. STOWA, as if many of you have seen my other reviews, they're based out of Germany, and they produce a wide range of watches, from sport watches, pilot watches, some dressier style watches, etc. And I have a deep affection for the watch company. I believe it's probably one of my favorite watch brands, if not my favorite. The Flieger Klassik has a lot of the same features that you would expect in a pilot watch. This particular model retails for 1146 USD, I believe that is the USD price point. That is with just straight USD. If you live in Europe, the VAT price would obviously be a little bit higher for euros. Now, as I mentioned, the watch has a lot of the features that you would expect in a pilot watch. It looks like a pilot watch. But before we really dig into this particular watch, I wanted to mention something that STOWA is doing with some of their other pilot watches, what they call the test-off line, and what test-off is all about. Their test-off pilot or flyers hold a certification. And many of you that know a lot about watches will understand that dive watches have had ISO certification that they could pass through for a long time. There was never a standard set forth for pilot watches. Well, F.H. Ocean and Sin developed a standard for pilot watches, and that is known as the test-off, or technical standard of pilot watches. So why I am mentioning that is that while this is not test-off or F.H. Ocean certified, it is built to the same standards that the test-off flyers that STOWA produces are made. So same quality, same standards, just without the certification. Now, what the certification for pilot watches entails involves readability, operability, ambient pressure, shock and vibration resistance are the components of that certification. This watch has all of those. For a pilot watch, is 200 meters water resistant. It's highly visible and easy to operate, and I'll show you those features here shortly. And I'm not going to test the shock and vibration resistance, but based on my information from STOWA, it would have the same shock resistance as the test-off would. Now, let's get this off the wrist. We'll look at this a little bit. I want to wipe off the case back already. Okay. So, we have a 43 millimeter case. Obviously, with the crown, it's a little bit larger. Now, one of the features about the case that I want to point out that really makes it different than the original class, or the original flyers that STOWA produced, and it actually has some resemblance of some of the watch models that Zen actually produces now. The thinner, more fang-like lugs that you'll see there, they're not quite as wide at the top, and they thin out toward the point. Really like that look. This is a 24 millimeter lug width. It has 51 millimeters from lug to lug. So, and it weighs, I believe, right around 115 grams on the strap. So even though it's a stainless steel case and with the rubber strap, it's not going to weigh a lot. It's not going to be cumbersome on the wrist. And, you know, at the beginning of the video, I said that this was the STOWA Flieger Klassik, but it is, but it's the STOWA Flieger Klassik Sport. And that's why I think this watch is perfect with the rubber strap rather than a leather strap, because of the water resistance, which is 200 meters. Now, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that it's built to the same standards and specifications of their test-off Fliegers. Same exact case, same movement. Some of the differences would be the crown. And let's see if I can get that to focus in a little bit for us here. It's more of a, this one has more of a classic crown. It has the STOWA. I'm not going to be able to get that to focus in, I don't think. There we go, it's a little bit better. The STOWA logo on it of the test-off or the contemporary Flieger has a different shaped crown, but same functionality as far as being screw down and aiding in the water resistance. There's a nice gasket under on the stem and so forth that help provide that water resistance. The crown action is as buttery smooth as any crown that I've ever seen. Now, while I'm not speaking out against the test-off Fliegers, the thing that a lot of people may enjoy more about this particular watch is the standard Flieger appearance as far as the dial, the numerals, and so forth. The test-off models are have a more contemporary look to the dial. They don't have the numerals and so forth. So if you're wanting a pilot watch with numerals, either the standard like this or the B-type dial, then the Flieger Klassik series would be where you would want to look. Now, the readability or legibility is more than just about during the daytime. So I'm pretty sure that this will show up really well here, because this particular model has some of the best lume that I've ever seen on any pilot watch. They do use C3 Superluminova on this particular model. As you can see, it's going to be highly legible regardless of daytime or nighttime. So let's turn the lights back on. Let's flip this over. I'm going to wipe the case back off one more time. A couple of other great features that I want to point out, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this very well on the video or not, but they do use top grade ETA movements. This is a top ETA 2824, and then it also has the STOWA custom rotor. It doesn't have the traditional ETA 2824 rotor installed. Basic specification information and so forth that you see. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful movement. Beautiful pilot watch. Definitely go over, check out the full written review on watchreport.com. I'll have additional thoughts, comments, and photos. Possibly some stuff that I didn't cover here, but I wanted to give you guys a really good visual on this particular watch, as I think it is, again, one of the best pilot watches or pilot watch values out there based on the specifications and so forth. I'd like to thank STOWA for working with Watch Report on this review. Would like to thank each one of you for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.